Rita Simon, where are they? Tim. Okay, that's right. Raise your hand. Thank you for helping us put this together. I'm moving through it quickly, and we're moving in a report, so we'll see it again. And besides this money that I talked to you, this is really good news to me. It's an anonymous giver, but you remember last year we had over $10,000 happened to every child who said, yeah, this group matched that. So, that's really good. We have two members here. Well, I don't know what we call them. They joined pre-COVID, and they had not used to our routine, and so I'd like them to stand up. It's not any special time, right? During where is she? They're standing way up, Doreen. Way up so they can see you. They all see each other. They haven't seen you. Want to tell us a little bit about you?
My husband and I bought a place in Monroe County in 1991, and we moved here full time in 2014. We just recently bought a home in Pine Tree Hill, so we'll only be a mile from here. And we're selling it up, so everyone wants a lovely house with 71 acres. Call Jenny or call us.
Mary Ann, that's what she. I totally had to tell her names at least twice, but every year I do it one time. Okay, we have a transition team going because next year, we take a whole year, I'm gonna be stepping down and won't be a leader anymore. So we have a transition team that's working on getting everything up to date and moving us along so we can be stronger. And that transition team, I really your names because we have ideas. We don't have time to take in, we want your ideas. Say one of these people, and I'm sure will call me within minutes. Jenny Spolgrave, of course, who will be staying with us as one of our contacts. That won't change. Yes, we certainly know how to keep this group in control. And then there's Mel Flynn, Jenny Johnson, Kathy Martin, Kim Robinson, Lori Teal, and Laura Young. Or you can call me. If you have some ideas on how we can be better, reach more people, and be stronger. These are ideas we're meeting about this. Okay. There's a couple of job lists circling around. If you can help at all with us next year, please find one of those lists. You have a list of it. Okay, we only have 2 names so far. So if why don't you start passing that around and maybe some other people's time? Okay, that's great. Thanks. We're gonna. Where's our first speaker? I've lost her. She got on that pretty dress. Where is she? She probably got Madison. Yeah. Madison. Madison is our first speaker today. On the Early Education Center, some of us were at that open house. That's not all of them, but it was getting open house. And Madison is the one that wrote it and turned it into a house. She was as a parent with the schools. You know who she is? She's the CEO. Okay, they don't want
Thank you, ladies, for having me today. I passed around some little pamphlet that I put together. I'll be referencing that when I get this little chat. Thanks to Betsy and several of the ladies in this room that attended the EC open house in July. We had a great turnout, both from community members, but more so from interested families that are now being served at the early education center. So since the last time that I spoke to the group, not only did we have the open house, but we've done a lot of hiring over at the EEC. You might have seen Jane Jones in the paper recently being highlighted as the new career technical education teacher for the EEC. She's helping to launch our new program at Brown County High School that is a program of study of early childhood education. So utilizing the Early Childhood Center as a workforce development tool. Kids that are participating in that program, we have 70 of them this fall. If they continue with the pathway of study, they will graduate with their child development associate, assuming that they take the course or that they take the test. They'll get that credential, which is really the base level credential for all child care providers, particularly here in Brown County. It's required that you have a CEA before you go at the preschool level. But that experience at the high school is foundational for all types of careers, whether it's psychology or social work or speech language pathology or occupational therapy. That early childhood development experience is really transferable to many different careers. So we were so excited as a new program to have 70 high schoolers sign up to participate. And Jake got to work very quickly to make sure that we have the capacity to serve that many high schoolers. So we've done a lot of hiring of other support staff as well. We have a lead teacher for the preschool room, which services 3 and 4-year-olds. We've hired a paraprofessional, and the hiring efforts continue. Hiring at large has been one of the biggest issues that we've had with getting the early education side of it. Of course, you've probably heard about the national teacher shortage that's been exacerbated by the pandemic and a number of other things. So we're getting there. And now that we have the preschool room full staff, we're turning our attention to the 2-year-old toddler room, which your grant will help to support all furnishings for that. We also negotiated a lease with Head Start that was formerly housed in the YMCA, and now Head Start is also located in the EEC, so that's 2 preschool rooms at the Early Education Center, and they started servicing kids in May. We've also highlighted all the different programmatic opportunities in the Brown County Democrat. There's some guest articles highlighting both the economic importance and the academic importance of early childhood education in Brown County. And now turning our attention to the referendum. I'm sure most of you have heard about the big referendum that's happening this fall. And we have, we're pleased to report that 1 penny of that will go to preschool education in Brown County if it is successful. Currently, there is no method of statewide support for preschool education. It's all out of pocket. There aren't state funds for pre-K. So that would be a huge lift to the program if we were able to secure referendum support. So in the pamphlet, I've included a picture on the first page inside of Miss Gold's classroom agenda, and this is posted outside of her room at the EEC. I was walking by a couple weeks ago and saw this and took this picture and thought that I would use it for anyone that says preschool is glorified daycare. Because there's so much that goes into the preschool curriculum at this site. It's really important that they're getting a well-rounded curriculum to support their emotional and physical needs, as well as their academic needs as well. So this is just an idea of what goes on in one day of preschool at the EEC. I've also included some pictures on the About Our Program section and on the back half for more information. This is an example of all the furnishings that we purchased through community livings in the preschool room. This is actually the preschool room. We have ordered and received all the furnishings for the toddler room, which your grant supported. There is currently in the toddler room sitting in boxes waiting to be put together, but it will look very much like the pictures that I included in this pamphlet. Since getting up and running, getting fully staffed, we have 7 kids that are being served in the schoolroom, and 3 of their siblings have signed up to participate in the 2-year-old toddler room when it opens in January. So we're getting those started. I'm hoping that my own daughter will be able to go there. She turns 2 in March, which is fun to think about. And I've listed all the different furnishings that the grant supported in the toddler room to get ready for January. That include all sorts of things, your basic tables and chairs that you can imagine, in addition to some more interactive play stations like a sand and water station, a little toddler kitchen, and then shelving and totes and bulletin boards and cots and sofas and all different types of play elements that help support a young child's learning environment, which is very much physically involved, being active, being in motion for the majority of the day. So that's where we are in terms of the grant. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might No, I haven't touched about that, but I was prepared to talk about it.
Some questions from the.
Okay, wonderful. So if you have any specific questions about the Community Foundation Scholarship Program, I'm happy to answer those. We currently offer scholarships at the existing preschools within the elementary schools right now. And in the 21-22 year, we paid $39,375 to support 24 preschool scholars. And it's an open enrollment for pre-K, so it's not necessarily tracked by weeks of the school year, and most of the days in attendance, of which the Community Foundation scholars must attend a minimum of 4 days per week in preschool. But we paid for over 1,500 days of instruction for those 24 preschool scholars, which otherwise might not have access to the same opportunities of preschool as their more financially benefited years of their families, right? So any family that qualifies for the Free Scholarship Program automatically qualifies for the Brown County Scholarship Program for pre-K. And as part of our relationship with the school corporation, that when we established the scholarship program, we told them we're in this together, but school corporation, you have to get on the past quality certification ladder. So that you can also benefit from state and federal vouchers and grants. So we make participants exhaust all state and federal grants that are available to them before benefiting from the pre-K scholarship. And we also make them apply for state and federal grants even when we originally qualify, because we want to demonstrate to the state specifically that there is a need for this program. And there is a need in Brown County, because when it comes to on-highway pre-K, which is the state voucher program for low-income families, we have at last count just a handful of kids that are on that program here, and that's just because there's limited spots. It's not a, it only pays for so many kids across the state to actually go to pre-K. It's not limited by any means. So, it's just, yeah.
I used to be the president of the board here for Parents' Day Out. I know how hard daycare is to manage, how hard it is to make it successful. We were very sad when Parents' Day Out was no longer able to provide services here. And I am also the school board member, so I just want to really express my appreciation to the faculty as well as the foundation for making the school and early childhood education a priority. It's something we've really been lacking, and it takes that kind of investment of the structure and the staff and the commitment for scholarships in order to make it successful. So I'm really, thank you to Madison, because I know you're the one who's really been helping put all those pieces together with Debbie Harmon at the school corporation. So it's really, really exciting to see this finally go. Thank you.
There's a person that refuses to take no for an answer. So I'm not saying Lauren and any of the slides. You know, we did a lot of fact finding at the beginning of this work, and that included talking to several daycare facilities that have closed their talk over the last several years, just to figure out what we can learn, how we can prevent that from happening again. And Noel and other people at PDO were really great resources to us when we started this. And if you haven't read the pieces that we put in the Democrat, I would highly recommend it. I think it was the Small Business Administration survey across the country, and they found that less than 1% of child care providers in our country were profitable. It's the fair market has largely failed child care for a number of reasons, whether it's regulatory or on and on. It is extremely difficult to make it work financially. I'm hoping that more private businesses and community will join with us to make sure that the EEC is successful.
You know when I stand up to. Thank you. You can ask us more.
I'll be there.
Amy, there were 7, and we interviewed people that were involved. There were 7 services, different services in this community, not too long ago, all closing down because they couldn't do it on their own. The system just didn't support it, so I'm grateful for that. And we also want to know that Fairfield could never share a friend on Marston, Kim Robinson. We were on your job with the coalition, I don't know how long that coalition is going to do, a long time. And glad that foundation of schools funding that's going. Thank you. I'm going to change the agenda a little bit because we have one of the players that needs to leave early. So I can run myself. Let's just push this next time. I'm going to now, instead of going following the agenda, I'm going to go down to the beginning of the agenda. And this was started just before the COVID. We picked out a few things that brought people up to date on some of the historical things that some of us do help you feel like you're more part of the group. This Getting to Know You is about the John Wright Community Service Award given by the foundation on an annual basis, and is considered the biggest service award, the most prestigious service award that this community hands out. It's a wonderful sight to see. It happens at the annual BCCI meetings. Then I get to thinking every time we take this, is I see a lot of those award winners who are Fairfield members. So I'm going to have them stand up so you get to see them. Yvonne Oliver, and you can't sit down until I'm done. Stand up. Yvonne Oliver, along with David Martin, who was one of our magnanimous men, who was too crazy to do spring. Always written, I think. Received the award for making what did they do? The beautiful public library, which is an outstanding and definitely you deserve to be a winner. Thank you. Stand up. And then I'll get to the next one. Ooh, I know how to work a microphone really well, don't I? J. Dean Laros. Stand. I will pass it on. Passing it on. Bring it across the aisle. Yvonne has to stay standing up versus standing up. Anyway, so seat right there across the aisle. Except for the sign up first. Dating, always one of the hardest working for any process. Instrument making sure the BCC is just one of the things I remember from Henry's speech. In its beginning stages, it was based on sound planning, governance, and evaluation processes, and she did. That's one of the reasons we have such a good foundation. She set the stage for quality control. Thank you very much. You can't sit down. Don Marston. Stand back. Don Marston is a creative innovator with major skills in the early literacy field and also controls all the invasive plants that we have in town.
And she's done, does everything on a long-term basis. She's always there. And her work is never ending. I could go on, but I won't, I'll embarrass you. We assign her. He's one of the major leaders in our community, working in the schools, conducting clinics, helping people one by one. She finds many ways to contribute. Just in the last couple of days, or months, I've seen her offer IV rabbits for the Habitat for Humanity, and I like peach. I like peach pie. And she's always given to the Simon Family Scholarship Foundation. Congratulations for being one of them. Kim Robinson. Kim Robinson is almost 7 She just received one a little bit ago. This gets up to the many needs she sees as a major player in our community due to her being director of YMCA, but just because she's Kim and she gives. She has lately secured, I don't know if you know this, access transportation would not be here if it weren't for Kim, who provides, YMCA provides an affordable service. And she won't like this, because she does it without compensation. And she steps up to the needs of many families by leading the team who provide those pop-up pantries for various locations through the pandemic, right? You've tried to bring We also have Linda Welty, who was unable to come here today. We couldn't attend this meeting. But when she wrote back to me, when she could attend, she emphasized what this community service board is all about. It's thank you for honoring John D. Rudd Award winners. Receiving that prestigious award is one of the highest advantages and I always cherish. So, and I was amongst their best too. So thank you very much for contributing so much. We're so proud of that. Now, Kim has another arrangement. Did you get on time for you, Kim? I said you have another arrangement to go to. You wouldn't get it. Yeah. Well, our next. Yes. I don't want you to drive any faster than I know you're going to drive. To get you next one. Bye-bye. Thanks. Now we go back to the agenda. We have Susan here, who is formerly director of Crystal. Do you guys know about Crystal? Yes, we do have some. It was a care for the disabled individually and in homes. And personally, I am personally one of the people she's written now. It's an extremely wonderful organization. It was called Crystal Project. She went away. And she stayed away for 15 years. I think it was 15 years in Washington. And now she decided on Palm So, since she's come back, for not too long, is now vice president of the board of Habitat for Humanity, and she goes on to give the people that we gave her some of the award. Tonight she's going to address what that organization chose to spend money. We awarded them the second award. We'll also get you on the second years of their service expansion. And just for your information, Habitat for Humanity, that we eligible in the next round. The second award. So, okay, Sue.
Betsy got the John Rudd Award
Yes.
while I was gone.
That's why I know all these people. I actually got to hand it on her. Didn't I give you your award when you won? I think so. You know. Okay.
Can you all hear me better without the mic?
Yes.
I attend church here, so it's like, I never did like that mic. Anyway, I'm Sue Lindborg, and I want to first of all thank you for your support to carry out our vision of everyone having a decent place to live. It's simple, but it's, as I returned back to Brown County 2 years ago, I realized it's still an issue. And so I felt like I was led to be part of the Habitat for Humanity, and we've been very busy for the last couple of years, I must tell you. to help you understand the concept, which I had to learn myself, the partner families and the volunteers build the home. And we furnish them with a zero-interest mortgage. And then they will repay that over the years. Currently, we have 18 that we are servicing in a zero-interest mortgage. And we do that by helping them understand what is involved in home ownership, and more importantly, to help them get generational wealth equity. I imagine a lot of us, if not all of us, have benefited from our family's past. I know I have, and received many blessings from the hard work they did to build up that equity and pass it on to generations. So that is what I see as the biggest benefit of a Habitat family, is being able to hand off to their children that equity that they build. The revenue that comes in from these mortgages, we use that to build the next house, but unfortunately, it is less than half of what we need to build a house. The last couple of years, it's been $150,000, give or take, to build a home, and that's including, not including the volunteer labor. With the rising costs of building supplies and everything else, that's now up to about $185,000. We built 21 homes in 30 years, and the 21st was finished in 2020. So, all volunteers and a lovely part-time office staff. Brenda has carried us through for many years. Anyway, Habitat International is huge, and they sent out a challenge for us smaller affiliates to apply for a capacity building grant. And we thought, well, sure, we'll try. And I ended up getting most of the grants to write, so that was fun. But we did get awarded it when we were only one of 4 in the whole United States. Yeah. And we received $100,000, that's good for 2 years, but only for salary for staff. And that's why we hired our executive director. It can't be used to pay benefits or equipment or anything else, just for a salary. But with that came the caveat that we had to raise $300,000 in 2 years and build 3 houses instead of 2 in 3 years. So it was like, okay, here we go. Now what are we going to do? So we hired an executive director because we are not all volunteer board of directors. And as we all know, well, maybe not, but we're getting older and we wear out very easily anymore. And so we thought we need somebody to lead that charge forward for us. And we were blessed with Erin coming on board to help us, and she is trying to get up to speed very, very quickly. We felt that would give consistent leadership as well, and maybe help the county focus on how can we collectively work on the housing issue. Probably most of you know about 1/3 of our habitable property is taken up with tourist homes or second homes. And the ones that are there available to rent maybe are substandard or just cost way too much for our workforce to live. I mean, we all know that a lot of the workforce has to live out of county. In fact, we get applications from, say, Bartholomew County because people want to move back to their home county, but they need a house first. So we've been looking at ways that we can expand and also maintain our focus on Brown County. And most of our vendors and volunteers come from the Columbus area, either Toyota or Cummins. And so we've always had that relationship. And we hadn't really thought of that. We kind of mentioned it in our strategic plan, but out of the blue, Jefferson County down in Madison applied to Habitat International to take on Bartholomew County. And we went, wait a minute, that's our sister community. So that is why that is on our list of things we'd like to do, but we've got so much to do right now, it's going to be on the back burner until we can get our energies together. The biggest thing that happened, well, all of them are big, but in 2021, we went to Morgan County and visited with their executive director. And he helped us understand how we could get federal HUD money, Housing and Urban Development money, back to our county to help build these homes, which would free up more money for us to do other things. But it was through a IHCDA grant process. And to be honest, I got that application, I looked at it and went, this is way above my pay grade. So we worked with ARA, which wrote the application for us, and it's literally that. It was just unbelievable. And it is, we thought we would get the award and the contract by the middle of the summer. Well, of course, it's government, it's been delayed and delayed. We can't start building until we get that money. And it's like $67,000. And we can keep getting it year after year after year to help build these homes. And so right now we're in a waiting game. They're supposed to approve at the end of September, which means we won't get a contract till October, and we can't maybe build until November. November's not a good time to build. So we're now just waiting on the powers to be in Indianapolis to then tell us if we can go forward and figure out if we're going to do that build this year or we have to really wait next year. The other piece is we need a contractor. We've got to have somebody that's licensed, that knows what they're doing to oversee this whole project and build a quality home. So if you know of any contractors, send them our way, because we don't have the skills needed for that. Anyway, the TAP 50 award, and graciously, thank you so much for the 5,500 that we received. We have applied for the bulk of that to the home build, and we're hoping to get that done as soon as we can hear about this grant. But the other we earmarked for the Brush with Kindness program. I don't know if any of you know John Werner and Bill Bards, but they kind of head that up. And it is a program where people will call in, and Brenda can attest to this, that with all kinds of issues about their house and what's going on. And we either refer them, if we're not the appropriate people to provide that assistance, or we go out, and John goes out with his crew. And this last year, we built a ramp for a mother who wanted to bring her son home from the nursing home. Very rewarding, simple project, but it also can get very involved too. So that's where your money's going towards. We're also looking to see if our current Habitat families want to make home improvements on their own home, and we can help them do that, and they will be working right along with us to get that done. So that is also part of the Brush with Kindness program that we're trying to get up and running, which is, as you know, very important to maintain your home. The next house we build, and I wish I could say it's going to happen on that day, but we're still waiting. It's for a family with 6 children living in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house. And they are very precious and hardworking. They had applied before, but they didn't quite qualify because you have to have good credit. You have to be able to pay back this mortgage. And so they worked very hard to get a better job and get some of their debts down. And now they're waiting to get their house built. So it's very, very exciting. The other thing we need is land. As you know, in Brown County, it's extremely hard to find a buildable site that has access to water and sewage. We have tended to focus in Helmsburg for the last few years because of the infrastructure they have. But ideally, we'd like to find enough land where we could build at least 2 homes side by side, if not 4, because the economy of the scales are better if you can build right there together. Also, always need volunteers. I have a whole list here, and donors. The main goal we'd love to see is the community united around safe and affordable housing. We all talk about it, and it's hard to do something about it by yourself. As I heard about, even with early child care, you've got to have a team to pull it together to make something happen for everybody. Same with housing, we've got to get everybody on board so that we collectively can look at this issue and give everybody a decent place to live. Do you have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you do any remodeling of older places and then put them into a mortgage rather than starting, so that way you don't have to buy the land?
Some habitats do. We have not ventured there because we want to be able to ensure that the home is of a decent quality that has value to the families.
Okay.
You know, I'm rehabbing a house right now, you know, but you run into all kinds of issues. And we want to make sure that when that home is handed over, it is safe and solid and has the value that is needed for it. But it's not off our list, you know, we consider everything. Is that right, Brenda? Yes, go ahead.
Someone told me today that Habitat is accepting animal purchasing furniture. Is that true or is that?
Not currently. It is on our wish list. It's called the Restore, Habitat Restore. Monroe County has a huge one. We don't have the capacity to store it right now, but it is on our strategic plan of things to look at in the future. So. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. You could call the Monroe County and then probably.
And that is something I'll step up for St. Vincent. They don't charge for furniture and stuff. And, in fact, big club. Yes, they do. They have, so, you know, if there's good things in that, then, and then, one of the things to pay for the meat, I guess it's very quick. To pay for the meat and the things like that they give to the clients, like Christmas hams and turkeys and things like that, they do have a little store outside the IGA. And a week from tomorrow, they're going to have a yard sale, and all of that money will help pay for all client services, and it's all run by volunteers. And like with everything else, the need is great, but yes, people can donate, and if it's a better quality or good, they are also in the process of building an extra bit so that, you know what it's like in Brown County, they have to raise the level to keep everything dry and things. So they're building a whole separate little building to store mattresses that are always needed, furniture, and to keep it better and dry. But yes, one, they pick up, and two, quality things are all just given to the clients and or sold to provide the other services.
Wonder if I'd ever get that little store by MTA.
Got another question back there?
Sorry, yes.
And we want to talk about the tax advantages of building property. Is there someone that will operation property? Is that in the Habitat specifically?
Yes. We have, legal resources to help us figure out that whole piece, how do we go about doing that. We're in the process of writing a lot of policies and procedures, and that's one of them that's on it, which is what we would not accept. But land is certainly something we can look at, and we are a nonprofit.
And more questions can go to see.
You kicking me away?
Thank you very much. We want you to feel like you have to come back. This is a little bit of a roller coaster, but for sure I don't want to miss this. And if I get nervous, Janice, I can't hear her when she's using that. Can you hear me now?
Well, the reason I'm doing it is because we're
Ready?
videotaping it for those that aren't here, so that's why I was trying to get the best sound.
She's trying to get the sound because we have, some people that can't come and like Ann, who has trouble getting in and out, you know, and we're gonna give them this video. Tell them that we had arguments. I don't want to forget this. Alan Carter and Tammy Gom are recovering from COVID, and still not all the way there. So, you know, let's remember them in our prayers. And also, Tammy has a 44-year-old son who's going to go into going for brain cancer next week. Surgery for brain cancer. It's not a nice one. So please keep her in your prayers. That's why it's a little bit of a roller coaster. I was going to say her to the end, but then I was afraid I'd miss. Some more fun here. Donna Wormiston, you
guys like to make fun of Donna Armstrong?
Okay.
I do. This lady I'm speaking about, you know who she is? Stand up, just a minute. See? There you go. No, you don't have to, I just want them to be able to see you, okay? No, you can sit down, right back down. I just wanted them to see you. See what I mean? She gives me a hard time. She's one of the smartest ladies in town. She was great. And then she adds to that talent. She can do everything. I keep finding it. And the best thing is that she shares her ideas and is constantly doing something, so you always learn a thing or two when talking with her. Donna is a master gardener. She's an expert on invasive species. I have seen her more than once working in the library ravine, keeping the good, kicking out the bad. She'll inspect your home environment and identify those pesky invasive plant intruders for you and leave you with the work to get rid of them. She, of course, we would know that as a member of the Brown County Native Movement Project. She's an avid reader, and if you ask, she'll have a recommendation for a book read. She's been president of our literary club more than once. Did you know she can sing? She can really sing. She is a mean baker of pies. Donna has for years been deep into literacy. She visited the White House. I think this is when George Bush, the first lady, was into literacy, right? You were there a couple of years in a row.
We did it when she was vice president.
He was vice president.
And then,
She got to go, and this is what I can remember, the cat in the hat. That she's known for the cat in the hat. But Howard Hughes is a partner, she secured a permanent space in the library for the Literacy Coalition. And in the past few years, she serves as a member of the Early Childhood Coalition, which I've mentioned. She came up with a clever idea for stocking, right? Yeah. She has managed 60 years of wedding bliss, and that's probably the biggest compliment. I could never do that. And then she's a traveler. She's been many places, just now returning from France. But one of the ways I know her best is as her traveling companion. And with Donna, we've gone to Russia, Singapore, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. And she's an adventurer. So let me show you the true Donna. You can start, keep them kind of together like this and pass them fast so you get to see. But you will see pictures of Donna in a restaurant called, what's the restaurant called? Can you read it out loud? Can you read it out loud? Cabbages and Condoms, okay. That's right, condoms, C-O-N. What did she say?
Just like a beer glass.
And we were in this restaurant, and the whole restaurant is in Thailand, and it's just decorated, everything is in Thailand. And you will see from the smile on her face, she's having the best time there. And on the way out, because she flirted with the two guys, they said they had a couple of extra drawers, which we had to choose, and one drawer was named Democrat, and the other one was named Republican. And if she really wanted to know the size, the Democrats. She can look in the drawer. Now she's forgotten this part. But she I'm making it up. I'm making it up. She's gonna play the innocent up to the end. I'm telling you, she had a great time. I opened up the drawer. I know the sizes, and I've never told her. I just want you to know that there's a great lady in our midst who's just the smartest, most talented person. One that I am. Thank you for being here. And be sure those pictures get to the other side, because she'll deny that she sat in that condom seat. No. There's not enough time. I promise that I won't need it. I've got somebody else. And then maybe if people want to stay for your own, how quality.
I was just going to say, I couldn't
No,
recently I read something about
how to do the most right back. And so, and it said, these people were pooling millions of dollars to help sustainable projects. And I just don't see how you can contribute to any more sustainable things than helping young children get a good school, good start in life, and helping people have a good home.
That should be how we end, but I've got something else. Mary Perez. Where did she do? Did she leave? She was here. Where's Mary Perez? Oh, she wasn't feeling well. Well, then just let me show you. Somebody can just tell Mary she met this. I didn't tell her. So I should have. This is Mary Perez, and I'll go over this again. Social worker from Chicago, wasn't very safe. Came to Brown County to be safe. If you don't know that, I'm doing this in great things. And then, pardon? Yellow. You want me to up Okay. Mary Perez was a social worker in Chicago and was always someone in danger. And I know what she means because even after she left, I would have to send police escorts with the social worker into many areas. So, and she was there all alone, she never had an escort. Moved to Brown County and is now known for her lovely. When my four granddaughters stayed with me in the summer, they got to go to Mary's house with the garden and the lake and ride around on that lake. And they became Mary's friends, as everybody does. If you talk to Mary, you're Mary's friend. And I have more to say about her, but I do have some pictures which I think mostly can see without passing him. She took people on vacation. Susan Freehawk, who used to be in Catholic, if you remember, Susan had never been anyplace, and Mary took her to Barbados. Oh, and Susan had a picture of this. And Mary, here, this picture is just delightful. Look at, she's out there cleaning her dog. You can stop passing it around. And she has a lovely place with lovely dogs. And I was just wanting to just tell you about that. I hear a lot about she's an angel, she's an angel. So, and now there's an article about it. Brown County, I went out looking for it last night. It's not even up in the IDA. Our Brown County. And it was written by Rachel. Oh, yeah, so that's cool. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. She's looking at the picture. She's my monitor. She doesn't even know. But anyway, thank you very, very much for coming. It's been a delightful year. Tell people we need money. Well, we're down a little bit. The COVID, we made it through before. The COVID is kind of, people are moving. This one. Susan said her suit didn't stay up in one beach. There, please show this for thank you very much for coming, Chris. Did you just make it? Oh, I didn't see you before. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. I hope to hear from all of you. See if you can recruit and let us know. Okay. Thank you.